different this quarter and go live and talk about earnings for the first quarter.
Join our newly formed Mental Health Matters group on Workplace.
Please welcome Vice President, Workplace by Facebook, Julianne Cordenu.
Hello. Hi, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Flow. Please raise your hand if it's the first time you're coming to Flow. Wow. Well, thank you so much for investing your time with us today. So Flow is not your typical SaaS conference. We want to bring HR, IT, and comms together, just like last year. Because in the world of work we live in, it doesn't make any sense to have IT people going to IT people-only conferences or HR people going to HR people-only conferences. We wanted to bring everyone together because we know that IT can have an impact on the most important HR metrics in the company, and the other way around. So more than anything, Flow is about people. It's about your employees, which is something that everyone in the company cares about, IT, HR, and comms. And if Flow is not your typical SaaS conference, Workplace is not your typical SaaS company either. It started many years ago as an internal tool at Facebook that was supposed to be only for Facebook employees, but it quickly became a fast-growing business within Facebook. Workplace is actually the first SaaS business we've created within Facebook. And if you look at the world of SaaS, every SaaS company these days is trying to do the exact same thing, trying to build and sell software for knowledge workers, for people like you and me, people who can pay $100, $200, $400 every month to get the latest and the shiniest SaaS applications. And we want to do that too. But we also want to do something that no one has done before. We want to explore unknown SaaS territories, connecting people who've never been connected before, people who never had a desk, people who never had a PC, and people who never had an email. We are very proud in the Workplace team to be in the business of building software for nurses, software for people who work in factories, software for firefighters, software for construction workers, software for people who work in retail stores, people who work on ships, people who work in planes, people who live in a mobile-only world, a category of employees that has been completely overlooked or ignored by traditional SaaS vendors. And to be honest, I don't see a lot of SaaS companies doing that, or even trying to do that. And I can't think of anyone else but Workplace that actually can do that. Because even before thinking about having more productive or more collaborative employees, you need to have connected employees. And that's what we do in the Workplace team. Because we know that when you connect your employees, all of them in the company, when you turn your company into a community, it becomes a competitive advantage. It used to be just us believing that connecting your employees could become a competitive advantage, but not anymore. And the world is catching up. Have you read this book? Have you heard of this book? Raise your hand if you've read the book. Well, apparently every CEO is reading the book. It's kind of a big deal. But the two writers of the book, Jimmy Allen and Chris Zook from Bain, have been studying companies like McDonald's, Apple, Home Depot, Starbucks, and they explained the importance of being able to bring back the mentality of the founder in the company, to go back to sustainable, long-term, profitable growth. But how do you achieve founder's mentality? And this is what they define by founder's mentality. Well, they tell us that the first thing to do if you want to bring back the mentality of the founder is to be obsessed by the front line. Being obsessed by enabling and empowering the people who are at the front line of the company, who know exactly what it means to sell your products, to talk to your customers, to represent the brand. They talk about the importance of reducing the distances in the company. And guess what? This is exactly what we do with Workplace. More recently, you've probably heard of the Business Roundtable. It's a group of CEOs representing more than 150 US companies, and they got together just a few weeks ago to redefine the priorities for corporate America. And apparently for that group of people, shareholders' value is no longer the main goal. Investing in your employees, supporting them through training and education, focusing on diversity, dignity, and respect, that's the main goal. That's the new priority for corporate America. And you can best believe that Jamie Dimon and these guys are not the type of people who do not care about making a profit. But that's what they say is important for them right now. And we know that when you bring community and technology together, you can accelerate culture change. And this is where something like Workplace becomes a competitive advantage. And this is why our value proposition today resonates even more on the market and why we have such momentum. So as you know, we launched Workplace officially 3 years ago, in October of 2016, and we started monetizing it 2 years ago. And in February, we announced that after 2 years in business, we passed 2 million paid users for Workplace. And today, we're very proud to announce that we just passed 3 million paid users on Workplace every month. So as you know very well, you don't see that type of growth unless you're building something that people really, really care about. We also have millions of Workplace users who don't pay for Workplace. They use our free product or they work for nonprofit organizations. We give away Workplace for free to nonprofit organizations. The exact same product that we use at Facebook, that they use at Spotify or Walmart, we give that product away to nonprofit organizations like Save the Children, United Way, Comic Relief. Because these organizations are building some of the most meaningful communities on the platform. And creating meaningful communities is what Workplace is about, and it's also what Facebook is about. And we're very proud of that. A year ago, and some of you were there, we announced that some of the biggest, some of the most respected, some of the fastest growing companies in the world decided to go Workplace. Companies like Walmart, Fortune #1. You can't go any bigger than Walmart. Thank you, Walmart, for using Workplace. Companies like Spotify, Lixil in Japan, Vodafone. Well, guess what? In the last 12 months, we've been busy putting companies like that on Workplace, helping big companies to go Workplace. Companies of the caliber of Nestlé, companies of the caliber of BT, Prada, Telefonica, Adeo and Kering, close to home. And you will hear today from Beatrice Laza, the Chief People Officer of Kering. Kering is the company that owns brands like Gucci, Saint Laurent, Balenciaga. You will hear from Beatrice how Kering, a company that has 40,000 employees, who are 60% of the company are considered frontline employees, has been able to achieve 85% adoption for Workplace. Because that's what we are into, building software that people use and love to use. A question I love to ask to our customers is why they decided to go Workplace. Because you can imagine connecting everyone for the very first time, it's quite a leap of faith. It's a leap of faith in your company culture, in your values, but also in your employees. And I love to ask to our customers, why did you choose Workplace? Why did you go Workplace? And I ask Sharan Passhira, he's the CEO of Ennismore Group. It's a UK company, 3,000 employees. They own hotels and restaurants, like the Hoxton, like the Gleneagles. And I asked Sharan, why did you go Workplace? And he told me the following thing. He told me that the next CEO of the very company he created might be working today as a hotel manager in Brooklyn. And there was no way for him to identify her, to reward her, to celebrate her, to promote her in the company. And he went Workplace for that, to be able to do that. You can't do that with the intranet or with emails. Only Workplace can do that. But it's not just us. We also have an ecosystem of software companies helping us to achieve that mission. And you never deploy Workplace as a standalone app. There's always something next to Workplace. And whatever you have in your IT stack, Okta, Office 365, G Suite, Salesforce, ServiceNow, Smartsheet, Cornerstone, or Aware, whatever you have, we'll make it work. We'll make sure that we provide to your employees a mobile-friendly, user-friendly, seamlessly integrated experience on Workplace. Because we know what we are good at, connecting people, becoming the place of engagement and discovery of other things that happen outside Workplace in one of these applications. We also have a fantastic ecosystem of services companies who are selling Workplace, reselling Workplace, or deploying Workplace, helping our customers to make the best possible use of the platform. And today, we're very proud to announce that more than 50% of our deployments have been performed by one of these partners. And that's very important for us. Facebook is a partnerships company. We want to create a workplace economy of companies that have a vested interest in our success, of course. But we also want to create more value outside Workplace and outside Facebook than within Facebook. So thank you so much to all of these partners who bet on us when we started, and even today. So that's where we are today. Before my colleague Karen Deep comes and talk about where Workplace is going, I wanted to tell you what you can expect from us, what you can expect from Workplace in general and from everyone in the Workplace team. The first thing you can expect from us is passion. Passion for our customers, passion for your employees, for your mission, for what you care about. The absolute reward of being part of the Workplace team is to be able to see what happens when you go Workplace, when you connect everyone on the same platform, and to be exposed to the amazing company cultures that you've been building. We take the responsibility of connecting and serving your employees extremely seriously, and we do not take that for granted. You can expect from us ambition. We know we have a great product that works. We know we are in the business of building software that people use and love to use. We know that only Workplace can connect more than 2.5 billion people at work because 2.5 billion people know how to use Workplace today. No training needed. Imagine the potential as a SaaS business when there's no training needed for our application for 2.5 billion people. And we wake up every day to serve the people I talked about, people who've never been connected before. We build software for CEOs, but also for nurses, firefighters, people who work in factories. Workplace was not created to be a business, but it was created because of our mission. So thank you so much for being part of that mission with us. Thanks.
Good morning. Thank you. Well, I want to start by first thanking all of you for not just being here, but for the overwhelmingly positive response you've given and shown to Workplace. Julien just shared some amazing stats on the momentum, and none of this could have been possible without your help. So thank you again. Over the last few weeks, as we were preparing for this keynote, I was getting excited to talk about all the technical innovation that we are doing that inspired both Facebook and Workplace, and where we headed next with this technology. But something happened this weekend, and I decided to throw that entire script away. We were blessed with a baby daughter 4 weeks ago, Isa. Thank you. And as I was going through my keynote this weekend, I started seeing that content through her eyes. And that's when I realized that what we're doing with Workplace is much, much bigger than that. That's when I realized that it's not just about technology. It's about people, it's about culture, and it's about community. It's about the kind of workplace I want to create for my daughter. So what I'm going to talk to you about today is this bigger theme of culture and community, which helps put all of the technology that we work on in context. We created Workplace because our model of work is broken. Instead of thinking about work as a community of people working together, we see it as a machine. And machines have pieces, not people. And this has been going on for years, and the effects of this are both real and devastating. Some of you might be already aware of the stat from a Gallup survey. 2 out of every 3 people in the workforce are disengaged or disconnected from their jobs. Let that sink in for a minute. We will spend 90,000 hours of our lives, that's a third of our lives, at work. And the overwhelming majority of people will get nothing out of it because they're not engaged with it. And it's not for lack of trying. As an industry, we spend billions of dollars every year on recruitment, retention, benefits, even morale, and way more money than that on very expensive IT tools to get the most productivity out of our employees. But we've overlooked the most meaningful part of what actually makes people connected, and that's the deep, deep connection. That is the cornerstone of all meaningful work we do at work. Connection is the glue that binds organizations. And the closer the people are, the better work becomes. Now, when I talk about Workplace in the context of culture and community, the number one question I get is, OK, that's great. How does this tie back to the business constructs we're so used to, bottom line and top line? Luckily, the same Gallup survey tells us that connected organizations, these are engaged organizations where people feel connected to their work and to each other, are more profitable, are more productive, and have less attrition. So being connected is not just good for people, it's good for business too. Now, Workplace is a technology platform, as some of you probably know, that securely powers communication, collaboration. We have productivity through automation. But what all this amazing technology really does is to help you all build an engaged organization. So we don't just transform the way people work. We transform the way people feel about their work, their companies, and even themselves. We designed Workplace, as Julia mentioned, for everybody. 2.5 billion people on the planet are already trained to use Workplace. But I want to talk about an audience which has been massively underserved through these years. And that's one place where the effects of being disconnected are felt 10 times more than any other place. That is the front lines of your business. These are the people that will probably never see an office. These are people who are probably spending a lot of their time with the customers and partners for your businesses. They're distributed, multi-generational, definitely mobile first, often hourly, then salaried, and for the longest time have had no corporate email address or a corporate issue device. But they represent 80% of the world's workforce. When we talk about bringing community to work, we have to talk about bringing community to them. Because right now, all their knowledge and potential is going to waste. We wanted to understand this better, so we surveyed 4,000 frontline workers and managers earlier this year and published this report. You can get your hands on it. It's called the Deskless, Not Voiceless. What we really found was that more than half of them don't feel they have a voice in their business. They're often overlooked and ignored. But these are people, as I said, who are on the front lines of a business serving your customers. If a quarter of them had an idea, a great idea, that they have not even been able to tell anyone, imagine the impact it's having on your business today. Workplace, luckily, is already the market leader when it connects to connecting the front line. And it's not just us. It's WhatsApp, it's Facebook, it's Messenger, too. Primarily because it's familiar, it's ease of use, and the fact that it's mobile first. In fact, we find that 55% of people who connect on Workplace connect on it on a mobile device. So we've already connected hundreds of thousands of frontline workers in these big companies across the world, and some of them in the US are Delta Airlines, Walmart, Starbucks, Campbell. I would love to hear a story from one of them.
I just love being a store manager at Starbucks. Now, thanks to Workplace, I feel like my peer group has just expanded incredibly. I have the opportunity to reach out to a store manager down in Texas or in Miami who might be able to support me and to be inspired by what others are doing. We were hungry for that connection to each other. With Workplace, I really feel that it's making us a better team.
That story is heartwarming, but we also know that connecting the frontline delivers real-world impact. That's why we partnered with Forrester to start measuring the impact of connecting frontline in your business. What happens when you connect the frontline? Quicker updates, better productivity, faster decision-making, and all of this really adds up to more revenue. So the question is, what are we doing to make connecting the frontline easier for all of us? It starts with empowering IT and HR with the tools they need to bring people on the platform with both ease and simplicity. So today, we are announcing a new set of access tools for frontline employees. On Workplace, you can now provision people using access codes via Skim API or CSV. In addition, we're making it easier to enable access codes that can be distributed using SMS or any other method that works in your organization. With this, you can now reach both email and email-less employees in your company. We've already seen the impact of access codes at Clarins in UK. Clarins is one of the largest retail beauty store chains, and 84% of their employees are working remotely on retail beauty counters. When they connected them on Workplace, one of the internal comms figure within Clarins shared this quote with us. They not only started seeing upwards of 80% engagement, it also translated to a bottom line impact to a lot less attrition. And this, in a matter of few months, is the very real power of what Workplace does when you connect the front line on a tool like us. Hence, we're also announcing a round of access control features today for frontline. This is to enable you to make sure that hourly workers are only accessing Workplace during working hours or as per any policy that you need. Over the last several months, we've been working closely with companies like Walmart, Starbucks, Petco, to understand the challenges of connecting the frontline workforce, especially when you have to honor local rules and regulations. And we've rolled this out with these controls, and these controls will be available to all companies looking to connect their frontline employees. The experience is simple. When people log on to Workplace, the frontline employees will see a pop-up screen with a customizable message that you control around access rules for using Workplace. You can also send people to a more information screen that can further get customized and to terms which are relevant to your business. This is a request that we heard loud and clear through several months of aggressive testing that we've done with some of these most demanding companies in the world. We've been delighted by the impact that we've seen this deliver at Petco, who's already rolled this out to 27,000 frontline workers in the US. Now, connecting the frontline is a game changer, but the end game is to make sure that work itself is better, faster, and easier. So we started thinking about that too, and we asked ourselves, what kind of things do frontline workers need to succeed in their roles? And how can Workplace help them do that in a way that's both super connected, yet simple? One way we found is to make their daily workflows a lot less, feeling like a chore, should be a lot more frictionless. And this is where our unmatched ability to bring technology and automation comes into play. Let me give you one example of how we're using this automation to make work and workers on the front line a lot more seamless. This example applies to both frontline workers and people across the company, but you can see the power of automation that can cut through your entire organization. And that's approvals. At Facebook, we don't have an IT department. We have an enterprise engineering team. And you'll hear a lot more about that from Facebook's CIO today, Atish Banerjee. That team builds tools for 40,000 Facebook employees. And based on feedback from senior leaders and employees at Facebook, the team began to look into the topic of approvals. It turns out that at Facebook, we roughly handle 1.5 million approvals each year, ranging from expense reports to leave requests to purchase orders and many more. Hunting down these approvals across dozens of different systems was taking managers out of their daily work and daily job and making them spend time on doing these repetitive chores as opposed to the time they could be spending with their team. So we decided to do something about it, and we started to fix the problem the traditional Facebook way. Started hacking a tool together by extending Workplace to bring all your approvals, travel, expenses, HR, finance, into one place with a great mobile experience. We already started seeing a 50% reduction in cycle times for approvals. We're testing this now internally with an initial set of integrations to systems that many of you use, starting with SAP Concur. Over time, we'll add many more. With the SAP Concur integration, managers will be able to see expense report details inline, as well as get notifications in newsfeed, and be able to take action right in line to either approve or reject expense reports. Here's why I think it matters. At Facebook, we have the same pain points and challenges that of any other large organization or a fast-growing company. So when we roll out something like approvals, we don't just think this is going to work or be good for our customers. We know it will be because we've tried it with one of the most demanding organizations in the world, our own. I'm going to shift gears a little bit. We talked about connecting people and improving workflows. And that is the first part of transforming your culture. But culture is much more than that. Culture is about people feeling seen, feeling heard, and feeling valued. But all these things come with a common thread, and that's about empowerment. When you empower people, you give them a sense of purpose that is the cornerstone of meaningful work. We do this through access to information. And that's why at Facebook, we've been looking at innovative ways of finding the best and most engaging methods to connect and share and consume information. And for us, one of the most exciting ways to do this is through video. Video is one of the most powerful capabilities that we have within Workplace, but it's also an amazing way to make information more accessible. This is something we knew we always wanted to invest in more. So today, I'm excited to announce the release of automatic video captioning in 14 languages. So all videos uploaded to Workplace now will have the option of turning on automatic video captioning, which will also generate a transcript that you'll be able to edit and share. How many of you could actually tell me what this video was about when I played it before? None of you, right? As soon as you start seeing captions, you have a totally different understanding. Just imagine the impact this will have on over 120 million people in the world who come to work but have a hearing loss. When we talk about making Workplace accessible and be ready for everybody, we have to make sure it's rich and consumable by them as well. This will also transform the connection that our frontline workers feel with the corporate headquarters when they see announcements and company videos, because most of them are watching it on a mobile with sound turned off. Or people like me, who speak another language and find it easier to read captions in their second language. As you can see, we already started using this within Facebook, and I can't wait to hear the stories of what it will do in your businesses. We're solving some really hard technical challenges with auto captioning, and I would love to get into details of the amount of AI and machine learning required to make that work. But that's only the start. One of the things that gets harder when everyone is connected is being able to live stream content, especially on corporate networks, which were never designed for heavy video usage. And yet, we know that many organizations really value live video as a way to connect both their senior executives to the rest of the company, but also make company announcements in a more authentic and engaging way. We've been working on this problem with several partners, and today I'm pleased to announce Enterprise Live, a new peer-to-peer solution for video streaming that will allow you to run videos at scale and bring high-quality video streaming within your corporate networks. So from today, when multiple viewers are watching the same live stream, the video will be distributed among peers. Let me take an example. The CEO of Walmart or CEO of Gucci, these are companies with distributed workforces. When they now get on and do a live stream, and you're watching this from one of your retail stores, you don't have to open connections back into the corporate head office. The first connection will automatically get streamed within the store, and you don't have to worry about it choking your network bandwidth. We've been testing this with several customers, and early signals suggest that we can achieve up to 80% savings in bandwidth and a corresponding increase in the quality of the experience that people experience when they're watching live video. It's pretty impressive. It's okay to clap. Yeah. We believe that the future of work is video. We're innovating on ways to bring video to the forefront and change how people, especially the new generation that's coming into the workforce, to communicate and collaborate better using video. Before we move on, there's one more thing that I think you're going to like. Let's talk about Portal. Portal is Facebook's smart video calling device that's designed to make it easier for people to connect with family and closest friends. You've never really felt present unless you used a Portal. Ever since we released Portal, we've been hearing people wanted to use it for work. And that makes sense. As you're already probably seeing more and more people working from home, working remotely, and you want to make sure they still have a great VC experience. So later this year, we'll be bringing Workplace to Portal. That means you'll get the power and security of Workplace with this incredible feeling of really being present with someone, even when you're not in the same room with them. Until now, this has only been possible in the world of consumer technology. This is really the next level of video calling. And just imagine being able to walk around the room or draw on a whiteboard and not having to worry about people missing anything just because the camera could not keep up with you. Portal's smart camera keeps up with you, automatically pans and zooms, and its smart sound enhances the voice quality no matter where you are in the room. It offers a totally new kind of freedom. We think Workplace and Portal are going to revolutionize the way we think about video collaboration in the same way probably Mac changed how we thought about user interfaces. And to help you experience this future, do check out the demonstrations we have set up outside later today. We believe that when people are connected and empowered, you can change your culture. But how do you measure the relationship between a connected culture and a company performance? That's the holy grail of any data science problem that I've seen. One of the keys to doing this is starting with the right data. Workplace has offered analytics for a few years now, and we've provided ways for you to measure adoption and retention, but we know you want more. Yes? Okay. We've listened to that feedback and overhauled our analytics capabilities. So today, I'm pleased to announce Insights, our new analytics platform to help provide new ways to track, measure, and more importantly, understand the impact of being connected on Workplace. We're adding new capabilities so you can see not just how many people are seeing your posts, you can see how they feel about it, because we're going to show you the sentiment behind each of these posts. Just imagine this. Next time you make a company-wide announcement, you're rolling out a new policy update, you're going to know how it is really landing with your teams. Are people interacting with it? What do they think about it? How do they feel? Do they care? And then we're going to let you take all this cool data and export it so you can run even further custom reporting on it do richer analytics. Think about the kind of actions this data can unlock for you. It's exciting time with what we started with the journey with Insights, but as I said, we're just getting started. Insights will be the place to go to understand how Workplace is shaping interactions throughout your business and how your people are engaging within your organization. Being able to join this data with all other company metrics and performance metrics you care about, you now have the tools required to do your job effectively and measure the true impact of connectedness. This is an eye chart, but it's just a snapshot of the work we're doing to make people more connected and companies more successful today. That's over 150 improvements and innovations. And I haven't even mentioned some of the features we're starting to ship today. Learning posts that can help you with new hire onboarding and many other things. Goals, badges, thanks, surveys, so you can run pulse pretty quickly, and many more. But one of the benefits of being part of Facebook is that we're not only thinking about today or tomorrow. We're part of an organization that is looking to shape the landscape of technology over the next 10 to 20 years. So later today, you're going to be hearing from Maria Fernandez, the head of our AR/VR enterprise team, as she talks you through the very real possibilities of next-gen tech like this in the workplace. We have dedicated workplace teams hard at work on machine learning, artificial intelligence, definitely AR and VR, automation, integration, and so much more. It's a truly exciting time to be in this business, And you'll be hearing much more on the tech side of this in a session later today with Rahul Sekhon, who's Sun Life Financial's CTO. That's why the theme of Flow includes this crucial word, the future. The future belongs to connected companies, because these are the ones that understand where the next generation of competitive advantage really lies, and that is with their people. And connected companies are the only ones that will be able to harness the power of everybody to unlock the potential of their employees to do the things that only people can, to believe, to belong, and give everything of themselves in the service of a mission. That is why we built Workplace. And that is why when you invest in Workplace, you're really investing in your people. Because we are invested in your people and have been for 15 years. So let's get to work. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today, and have a great rest of the flow. Thank you.